Holy moly. Alright. Here we go. Getting energized, pumped, if you will, for part whatever the hell of Fettel's adventure in Pokemon. I don't remember what happened last time, because I don't have a consistent schedule for anything in my life. So let's see. Except for work. Work definitely dictates my life. Let's see. I remember we let good old Coolest down into the grave, and replaced him with a snake. I guess trading a rat for a snake is probably going up a level on the food chain, but this thing doesn't really feel like it. This thing is crap. Luckily, I'm pretty sure poison moves are physical in this game, so we're gonna train him up and hope he learns like Sludge or something. Good old Pliskin. Snake Pliskin. Really not feeling confident about this team, to be completely honest. Which is why I think I need to train some more. By the way, Pliskin seems legit. Pretty sure he's legit. Pretty sure I didn't come down here at all. If you remember, I couldn't remember if I came down here and caught something from this rat already, but I hadn't. I looked back at the footage, so Pliskin's legit skin. He's we're definitely stuck with him, I gotta say. Did we already fight Birdie Boy? We fought Birdie Boy. Alright, into the cave. I always forget how long this game is, because you go through 2 regions. It's cool, right? No? I thought it was cool. Alright, so it looks like you're a whole 2 levels behind what you really should be, if I caught you in the wild. Not to mention 8 levels behind the standard here. That is if you consider Wumpet the standard. He doesn't have any water moves yet. That's great. We're running. I'm not dealing with that. We're not wasting time with this fool. Oh, come on. Give me the item first. What if that's the potion that will save my life in this battle? Well, Hiker Daniel. Yep. This isn't gonna be fun. Level 11. Oh, man. What am I gonna do? I guess we just use Rage. This was bad. This was bad. Okay, well, let's build up some Rage. I mean, eventually we'll beat him, right? Wow, the animation on that move was pretty bad. The damage was even worse. I'm really not that great at Pokemon, it seems. Oh, good, he missed, so that, you know, Rage can really build. Great. Well, while we're doing this Monotony Fest, I'll tell a story about when I was a kid. I used to go to this library. It's a public library. I guess all libraries are public. Pretty unnecessary of me to say that. But I went to this library. I used to hang out there a lot because I was a nerd. And my dad likes the library. Because he's like, oh, if my tax dollars are paying for it, I'm going to go there. And so I got this book. It was like this series of like history book for kid type of things. Like, it was like a bunch of, I don't know if they're real or not, but supposedly you were reading like excerpts from a journal or a diary of someone, you know, who experienced some part of history. Like, I read a few of them. One of them was about some kid who was like involved in whaling. So like this little journal was his journal that he kept while he was aboard like a whaling ship. And there were parts of the book where he was like inside of the carcass of a whale pulling out oil or whatever, blubber. And other parts where he watched some guy get his toes cut off without any painkillers. I think he just had some rum and then they held him down and cut off his toes. Not for no reason. It was because he had like frostbite. But anyway, I read one of these about the Civil War. This isn't going well, like, at all. Did he bind? Can I not switch? Okay, I can switch. I read this one about the Civil War. Fucked up shit. And it was about this young, like, he was like 17 or something. And he was just, I don't even remember much about it, but I remember that there was this sergeant in the book. Like, it was the character's sergeant named Sergeant Donahue, I think. I don't know why, I was so fascinated with the name Donahue. I believe it's because I used to have a neighbor, or not a neighbor, like a distant relative, I think it was actually, named, last name Dennehy. Or no, it was a neighbor. It was a neighbor. It wasn't a relative. I guess they were just family friends, that's why I thought that. But, like, we had neighbors. I don't even remember them, but they were neighbors, people I knew at one point, or the family knew at one point, named the Dennehy's, and that sounded like Donahue. So I got really, like, weirdly obsessed over this name. I was like, yo, I don't know where I know this name from. Like, I didn't realize that it was just because we had some neighbors up the road or something named the Dennehy's, and for like a billion years. Like, that family's been around since my dad lived in that neighborhood. And I just was like, one day I got so freaked out about it. I was like, Mom, what if I'm like, what if I was a soldier in the Civil War and died and got, like, reincarnated? Like, what if I knew Sergeant Donahue in the war, and that's why this name is so familiar to me? Like, I was just freaked out about it for like 2 days or something while I was reading this book. And of course my mom was like, you're fucking crazy. But probably just because it sounds like our old neighbors the Dennehy's or some shit. Oh, please don't die, Segworm, by the way. We're finally gonna beat this thing in like 20 turns. Okay. Let's, wow. You're actually gonna die, aren't you? Okay, you're actually gonna die. No, you're not. Holy cow. That was nuts. Okay, that was crazy. Very lucky there. Anyway, back to me being an idiot. I was an idiot. That's about it. Speaking of that old town, I was born and raised in this part of I don't know if you'd call it upstate New York, but just it wasn't too far from outside New York City. I lived in Rockland County, and there's just a little town called Tappan, and my dad grew up there, so I went to like the same schools he did for a few years. His old teacher was actually the principal when I went to that school. Pretty funny stuff. Small town, beautiful, gorgeous town in New York. That whole area is Blauvelt, Nyack, Palisades, Spark Hill, that whole area. Rockland County, terrific, very historical too. We lived right up the road from some place where George Washington had administered some trial for a traitor, something like that. I don't know, you can Wikipedia Tappan, New York, and figure it out, and look at the history house, the Washington House or whatever. It's right up the road from where my family lived. Like walking distance, it's crazy. Not that interesting though, don't know why I'm saying it. What is interesting is we did just take down this behemoth of an Onyx, nearly killing all 3 of our main team members. Thank God everyone's gonna be leveling up. Oh, Jesus Christ, you needed that. God, finally. Yeah, you were beaten big time. You're gonna be beaten like Big Time Rush. Am I right? That band does not exist anymore. Or does it? Maybe I shouldn't call him out without knowing. Yeah, see, that potion would have been nice, but that guy yelled at us before we could do anything about it. Yelling about yodeling or some shit, who knows. Let's go and heal up. Yes. Let's heal the Pokemon. I'll tell another funny story real quick. When I was in middle school, I used to play this game called this game Mega Man and Bass. I'm sure plenty of you know about it. It's just a Mega Man game, but you can also play as Bass on the Game Boy. I think it was originally a Super Famicom game that they just ported over to Game Boy in the US. I don't know why, but I guess it's because my dad's a fisherman, but I used to just call it Mega Man and Bass. I was like, yeah, his name's Bass. You know, just like one letter away from ass. And I just went around saying that, and of course, some other loser nerd who I went to school with was like, it's Mega Man and Bass. And of course he's right, but I'm not gonna let him, you know, get the best of me. Especially because I believed it was Bass, or Bass rather. See, I'm confusing myself. So I was like arguing so vehemently at the lunch table, like, no, his name is Bass. I know it's Bass. It's because and I made up some bullshit. And then my friend, he was just one of those friends. He was a great friend who would just like back you up no matter what. He's like, yeah, his name is definitely Bass. I know that because my dad worked on the design for Mega Man Capcom, and he told me before about this game coming out, and it was Bass. His name's Bass. And of course this kid totally believed it. He was like, whoa, really? Your dad used to work for Capcom or Mega Man or whatever? And my friend was like, yeah, his name's Bass. And then for the rest of the year, you know, in the maybe one other conversation we had about it, that kid actually called him Bass. We beat his ass. Of course it's Bass, because it's a game with musical themes. And I mean, his name is originally Rockman and Roll and Rush, and his dog's name, Bass's dog's name is like Treble or some shit. But you know, stupid 11-year-old me was like, yeah, his name's fucking Bass. He big mouth Billy Bass looking motherfucker. He doesn't look anything like a fish. He does not look like a fish at all. Why is this rat kicking the shit out of my snake? Pliskin sucks. Alright, well, let's just get Segworm in there. Tackle. Well, guess what? I can do that too. Okay, well, you're gonna do that first, but guess what? I can do that too. Yeah. Get that experience. Well, we made no progress today. That is a-okay though. This is it's a game. It's a long game, and I'll tell you what. The next time I start recording, I will have grinded. I just realized this cave counts as a new area, and I killed that. No, I ran away from that Geodude, and then I killed that Rattata, and then I killed this. Okay, so I don't think I fucked it up then, because I already caught a Geodude and a Rattata, so they don't count. So yeah, so it's fine. Okay, I'll review the footage to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we just ran into Geodude and Rattata, and per the species clause, they don't count. Ooh, for a second I just freaked myself the fuck out that I messed up another thing just because I'm talking. Oh my god, when I'm talking, I can't multitask for shit. I'll be driving and talking to someone, and then I'm just like in the middle of a sentence, and they're like, dude, you missed the fucking exit. It's like, what? And all of a sudden I realize I'm on the road, and that I totally missed the exit by like a mile, like an actual literal mile. And it happens like every 2 days. Every 2 days. But anyway, next time I will come back with a little bit more grinding, and then we can probably make some actual progress, get through this cave next time. Alright, cool. Thanks for watching this very mediocre but happy and jovial and pumped episode of the Pokemon Nuzlocke with the stupidest names and the stupidest storytelling and lack of multitasking ever. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching this video. If you like what you see, then let me know with comments and likes. See you next time on Secondhand Gameplay.